My dear students, am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay, right. Now, I will explain some concepts today. What is today? 12th. Right. Today's topic is what are the data types available in C language? Data types. Now you know thumbs up, you know Maza, you know Sprite. What are these? Types of drinks, am I right? In the same manner, there are some types of data. Those are nothing but data types. Before going to explain what is data type, I will explain a table to you. Right. First one is serial number. Second one is data type. Third one is size of data. Fourth one is example. In C language, 4 types of data types are there. How many types? 4 types. One is character. Second one is integer. Third one is float. Fourth one is double. Just like as Maza, Pepsi, Sprite, Coca-Cola, there are 4 types of data types available in C language. What is a character? Character is nothing but alphabet. Alphabets are nothing but A, B, C, D. Am I right? A, B, C, D, all are called as alphabets. Capital ABCDs, small ABCDs. Uppercase characters or lowercase characters, both are alphabets. And so on. Z, plus symbol also a character, minus symbol also a character, into, by. So these are the special symbols, or these are also called as characters. So what is a character? Character is nothing but alphabet. Serial number 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, in the world, all the components will have some size. In the same manner, whenever you store a character in computer, then it occupies some memory. How much of memory it will be occupied? 1 byte. The size of character is 1 byte. You have to remember this. In interview, you will get some questions. What is the size of this variable? What is the size of the data? So to know the data, to know the size, you have to remember the size of character, remember the size of integer, remember the size of float, remember the size of double. Now, alphabets are nothing but characters. Good. Now, what about integer? Integer is nothing but a number. Number means 1, 2, 3, 4, like that, and so on. These are the numbers. Right. Ankit.
Yes, sir.
Please, Ankit, I will ask some. What is your doubt? What is a typed programming language? Am I right?
Yes, sir.
A language which supports data types. C language supports data types, no? So a language which
Yes,
supports data types, that is called as a typed programming language. A language which doesn't support data types, that is called as a typeless programming languages. Is it okay?
Okay, sir.
Okay, right. Now, Abhya Sharma ji, you asked your question. How much you covered, sir? How much you covered means? What is the meaning of this question? What is the time of this class? Are you asking that? C language for 45 days. The duration of C is 45 days. Okay. Here we will cover fundamentals, control statements like if, switch, while, for, do while, break, continue, go to statement, arrays, 1-dimensional arrays, 2-dimensional arrays, multi-dimensional arrays, Character arrays means strings. Now functions concept, structures, unions, enumerators, pointers, files. These I will cover in future classes. Is it okay, Sharma ji? Got the answer from my side? Sharma, is it clear? Right, okay, right, good. Yes. Outline the whole course. Right. I will send to you. I will paste here. What is the syllabus of C language? I will paste here. Okay. Right. Good. Right. I will paste here. Don't worry. Now character integer. Integer means round number. 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. 100, 200, 300. These are the integers. 125, 126, 127. All are integers only. Now what about float? Float means in between 1 and 2, there are some numbers like 1.0, 1.1, 1.2, like that. Am I right? So it contains point, decimal. These numbers are called as floating point numbers. Now double. What is the double? 1.0 is a double, 1.1 is a double, 1.2 is a double. Now you will get a doubt. Sir, in previous example, you explained 1.0 as integer. Now you are saying 1.0 as double. Now actually 1.0, is it double or is it float? Which one is right? Now, by seeing 1.0, you cannot say it is float or double. I will explain two examples here. I will give an example. I am going to find a result. Result of 100 by 3. What is the result of 100 by 3? Tell me.
33.33.
Good. 33.33333, like that. Am I right? Now I am going to use float r equal to 100 by 3. Again double r equal to 100 by 3. Now what is the difference between these three examples? What is the data type of r? Integer. Integer has point or decimal point? It doesn't have decimal point. Integer means round number. Then 100 by 3 is nothing but 33 here. Why? Because integer doesn't store point and decimal points. So 100 by 3, it is equal to 33 in integer. Now what about float? Float can store points, no? 0.1, 0.2, 0.3 it can store. So its value is 33.333333. It can store 6 precisions. These are called as precisions. How many precisions are here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now float can store 6 precisions. Now whereas double, 100 by 3 equal to 33.3333333333. It can store up to 10 precisions. Now number of precisions you required, based upon that you can use double, or you can use float, or you can use integer also. These three are numbers only. It is 33 also a number, 33.333333, it is also a number, 33.3333333333, it is also a number. Now what is the difference between these three? If you want decimal points, you can choose float or double. If you don't want decimal points, then you can choose integer. If you want 6 precisions, then you can use float. If you want 10 precisions, then you can use double. Right? Based upon the type of output you require, you can choose integer or float or double. Now what is the size of integer? Size of integer is 2 bytes. Size of float is 4 bytes. Size of double is 8 bytes. How many bytes? 8 bytes of data. This is about data types. See, in our computers, we have 2 types of operating systems. 32-bit operating system as well as 64-bit operating system. The size of integer is 2 bytes in 32-bit operating system. In 32-bit operating system, If your computer is having 64-bit operating system, then size of integer is 4 bytes. 4 bytes in a 64-bit operating system. Right. My system is having 64-bit operating system. So in my system, the size of integer is 4 bytes. If your system is having only 32-bit operating system, then it shows only 2 bytes. Is it clear? Is this clear to you? Is this table clear to you? Now, I will explain what is data type. Now, data type is, these are the keywords. Character, integer, float, double, these are the keywords. So, data type is a keyword. Is a keyword. Right. It is used to specify or to describe the type of data. Which type of data you are going to use? You are going to use character type of data. You are going to use integer type of data. You are going to use floating point type of data. You are going to use a double type of data. What type of data you are going to use that can be described, means explained by using these data types. In C language, how many data types are there? C provides 4 types of data types. Provides 4 types of data types. These are the examples for those examples. Now, here I will explain a note. In float, how many precisions will be there? Only 6 precisions. First note is float maintains FLOAT. Float maintains 6 precisions. 6 precisions. Whereas double maintains how many precisions? Double maintains 10 precisions. 10 precisions. Float occupies how many bytes of memory? 4 bytes of memory. Double occupies 8 bytes of memory. So this is about data types. Note on this. Sharma is asking one doubt. List, tuple, dictionary, such a type of data types are not available in C? No, these are not available in C language. These are available in Python language. Okay. These are not available in C. So in C language, you have only 4 types: character, integer, float, and double.
Sir, I have one doubt, sir.
Prashna, ask me.
Sir, why you are using data types? Without data types, we can't access the data.
You can accept the data, but while creating a variable, you need to mention the data type.
Without data type, we can't access it, sir.
You can access. Before going to access, you have to store in computer. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
To store
Because
the data.
that,
Listen. Wait a minute, Prasanna. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Before going to access the data, you have to store in computer.
Yes, sir.
Data will be stored in computer memory.
Yes, sir.
In memory also, you have to store in a container. Its name is variable.
Yes, sir.
To create a variable, data type specification is compulsory. Okay.
Yes,
I will explain next topic how to create a variable. Then you have to use the data type. I will explain. Okay.
Sorry, sir. I joined lately. That's why I didn't catch that.
Okay,
That's
no
why
problem.
I
No
asked.
problem. Letter. You have 100% right to ask any doubt. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Right. It is paid class, no? It is
Yes,
not
sir.
free class. It is paid class.
In the top of the screen, data types is there. That's
Yes.
why I didn't catch that. That's why I asked that.
Now you got it. What is the data type?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I got it, sir.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, ma. Not except Lakshmi Prasanna. All of you have 100% right to ask any type of doubt. Right? I am here to explain you. I am here to clear your doubts. It's my job. It's my responsibility. Right? Don't hesitate to ask the doubts. Don't leave the class with doubts. You have to clear and then you can leave. Okay?
Okay, sir.
Hello, sir.
Tell me.
1 byte means how many bits, sir? It is 8 bits.
8 bits, yes. In any programming language, 1 byte means 8 bits.
Okay, okay, sir. Thank you.
Sir, here variable means this A, B, C, D, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1.0. These
No,
are
no, no. These are about the data. I will explain you. Next topic is variable, right?
okay, okay.
Next topic is variable. I will explain you.
Sir,
Sir, what is meant by
definition of
operating
this byte
system?
and bits.
Byte and bits. Good.
Yes.
Operating system means,
Mhm.
do you have phone?
Yes, sir.
In phone, you have Android operating system. Yeah, right?
Yes.
Right. Operating system is nothing but the soul. It is the soul of computer, soul of TV. Recently, we have smart TVs. There is also having Android operating system. So operating system is nothing but soul. Hardware is nothing but body, right? Body can work with the help of soul,
Okay, sir.
right? Every computer must have an operating system. In my system, I have Windows operating system. Windows, Linux, Unix, Android. So many types of operating systems are there. Every computer work only with the help of operating system. Operating system is nothing but a software which controls all the activities of computer. Okay?
In the operating system only it stores, sir.
No. In memory it stores. In memory.
But why we are operating system or
Operating system is nothing but soul. You can store the data in brain. Am I right? Brain is different, soul is different, body is different.
Yes, sir.
Right. So data will be stored in memory, not in operating system. Without operating system, computer cannot work. So it is operating system is compulsory.
Okay, sir.
Okay, right.
That
So
example
this
I can understand it, sir.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, good.
So this consists bytes and bits.
Okay, right. Sharma, see, computer can understand only zeros and ones. Am I right? Right? You can understand English. In English, what will be there? ABCDs, A, B, C, D, and so on, Z. Am I right? What are these? These are called as characters or alphabets. Am I right? Alphabets. Here, computer can understand zeros and ones. This 0 and 1, these two are called bits. 0 is a bit, 1 is a bit. Right. By using ABCDs, you can frame words. Am I right? Words. By using zeros and ones, you can frame words. Those words are nothing but bytes. Byte is nothing but a combination of 8 bits. Now, 0 is a bit, 1 is a bit. If you combine 8 bits, then it becomes byte. Computer memory or data can be measured in form of bytes. It is the one of the measurement in computer memory. Is it okay? Sharma, is it okay? Okay, good. Now, can I go to next topic? Right. Now, if you have any doubt, you can ask. Otherwise, I can go to next topic.
One more doubt, sir, we have.
Sure.
In int, 2 bytes in 32 bits, 2 bytes means 16 bits, na, sir?
Yes, yes.
Okay. In totally 32 bits is space is available, but we fill only 16 bits.
Not like that, Srihari,
Okay.
please listen. There are 2 types of operating systems. So when you travel, there are so many roads you can see. Some roads are so wide. At same time, 3-4 buses can move side by side. Am I right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Right. Those are called as highways.
Oh, yes.
Right. In the same manner, 32-bit operating system means in this operating system, 32 bits of data can move parallelly through the computer cable, data cable. That is known as 32-bit. In internet, you can heard one terminology, bandwidth. Is it okay? Bandwidth.
Yes, yes.
So its bandwidth is 32 bits. In 32-bit operating system, parallelly 32 bits can move from one location to another location.
Okay.
In 64-bit operating system, 64 bits can move parallelly from one location to another location. Its data cable width is wider than this one. Okay. Here the data will move from one location to another location so fastly to increase the system fastness. Then 64-bit operating systems are introduced recently.
Yes.
Okay. In 32-bit operating system, the size of integer is only 2 bytes. In 64-bit operating system, the size of integer is 4 bytes. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, right. Now, what is a modifier? Modifier. So listen one point. I have 2 liters water bottle. I want to store milk. How much of milk I can store in that bottle? Can I store half liter? In 2 liters water bottle, can I store half liter? Yes. Can I store 1 liter? Yes. Can we store 1.5 liter? Yes. Can we store 2 liters? Yes. Can I store 3 liters? Possible or not possible?
No.
No, not possible. Why? Its capacity is only 2 bytes. Its capacity is only 2 liters. In 2 liters water bottle, you can store up to 2 liters milk only. If you pour 3 liters, then what happens? 2 liters will be stored and 1 liter will be wasted. Am I right? In the same manner, what is the size of integer? Size of integer is 2 bytes in 32-bit operating system. In 2 bytes of memory, you can store minus 32,768 2 plus 32,767. The data in between this range, you can store in 32-bit operating system integer data type. So it is just like as 2 liters water bottle. Suppose in this, we can store the values between this range. Now I want to store 40,000 in integer. I want to store 50,000 in integer. Now can I store 50,000 and 40,000 in integer variable?
No.
Not possible. Why? Because it can store up to this range. Now what to do? I have to change the bottle. If I want to store 3 liters, I have to change the bottle. Or I can change the size of bottle. In the same manner, here also you can change the size of integer by using some modifiers. One is a long integer. You can use the long integer. Whenever you use the long integer, it increases the size of bottle. It increases the size of variable. Variable means a container which can store data. It is just like as water bottle. You can see water bottle. In water bottle, you can store water. In lunch box, you can store lunch. In college bag, you can store books. In the same manner, to store the data, we required a container that is known as variable. So in this variable, long integer variable can store beyond this limit. We can store 1 lakh, 2 lakhs, 3 lakhs like that. So if you want to store big values, you should not use integer. You have to use long integer. So what is the meaning of long? By using long, you are making modification to integer. So by using this one, you are making modification. So it is called as modifier. To increase the size of integer, you have to use long integer. To decrease the size of integer, you have to use short integer. Short integer means it decrease the size of integer. Size of integer variable, integer variable. Is it okay? In the same manner, I want to store only negative numbers. I don't want to store any positive number. To store only negative numbers, you can use signed integer. Signed integer. Signed integer. So it stores only negative integer. Only negative integers. So I want to store only positive integer. Then I can say unsigned integer. Unsigned integer means it allows to store only positive integers. It allows to store only positive integer. So these 4 are nothing but modifiers. Long, short, signed, unsigned. These four are modifiers. Now tell me, what is a modifier? Modifier is also a keyword. It is a keyword. Keyword means reserved word. Keyword. So what is the use of this one? It is used to modify the meaning of data type. What is the meaning? Meaning of data type. We have a meaning of integer. It can, its size is 2 bytes. It can store from minus 32,768 to plus 32,767. We have some meaning. So we can change the meaning of data type by using long, short, signed, unsigned, right? So modifiers. So it is used to modify the meaning of data types. How many modifiers are there in C? 4 types of modifiers. C supports 4 types of modifiers. Modifiers. So these are the examples about modifiers. Now note on this one. Note on this topic. Modifiers topic. The size of integer is 2 bytes in 32, 4 bytes in 64-bit operating system. But the size of character is only 1 byte in both the operating system. The size of float and size of double, both are same in both the operating systems. Only integer sizes differ from operating system to operating system. Float, double, character sizes won't change. What are the examples of this one? Long, short, signed, and unsigned. Signed, comma, unsigned. Unsigned. Right? This is about explanation. Right. Write down these modifiers.
Sir, in further classes, we'll get clarification on bytes and bits. Immediately.
You not understand what is byte and bits?
Yes, sir. I want any practical example or like.
No. It is related to machine language. You cannot understand what is byte and bits. Okay. 0 is a bit. If you group 8 bits, then it becomes a byte. That's it. Right. It is not related to our terminology. It is related to computer.
See here, character is 1 byte. So 1 byte is 8 bits, right?
Yes.
8 individual characters like A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H.
No. A character occupies 1 byte, means 8 bits. If you have A, B, C, D, then 32 bits it occupies.
Okay, each character is 1 byte.
Yes.
Okay, that is represented in 8 bits again, that one character.
Yes, 1 byte is nothing but 8 bits.
Okay.
You know, dozen means 12. Am I right?
Yes.
Liter means 1000 ml.
Yes.
Am I right? In the same manner, 1 byte means 8 bits. That's it.
8 bits means only one character it represents.
Yes.
Okay. And here in integer also 2 bytes in 32-bit OS means.
In 32-bit operating system,
18 bits only it is occupying. Another 2 bytes also we can parallelly use.
Yes.
Okay. We can't exceed 32. Like we can't use 4 bytes in 32-bit OS.
Yes.
Okay.
The size also related to operating system. It is not in your hand, right?
Okay.
What is the size of integer? What is the size of character? It is not in your hand. Okay. Whenever you write the program, computer will allocate the memory. It is not your. It is not in your hand. It is not related to you. But you should know what is the size of character.
Okay.
Right. For your clarity, I am explaining. That's it.
Okay.
It is not related to our. It is related to computer. That's it.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Right. Now, is it completed? Modifiers are completed. The topic modifiers completed or not?
1 minute, sir.
Okay.
My side I completed.
Okay, right. The next topic, I am going to the next topic. Next topic is variable. I already explained you what is variable. What is variable? Variable is nothing but a container, just like as water bottle, just like as lunch box, just like as your bag, college bag, just like as pocket, or just like as pouch. So what is a variable? It is a container. What is the use of this container? Can I store water? Can I store lunch? Can I store books? No. It is used to store the data. It is used to store the data. What is the use of this container? It is used to store the data. Right. In a variable, how many values we can store means in a variable we can store only one value. So a variable, it can store only one value at a time. It can store only one value at a time. Suppose I want to store 4 values, then how many variables I have to create? Speak out.
4 variables.
Good. So if you have n values, then how many variables you need to create?
N variables.
N variables. That's it. So a variable can store only one value at a time. So if you have n number of values, then you have to create n number of variables. Now, so a variable can store only one value. Every variable must be identified by a specific name. You have a name, I have a name. The course you are learning, that is also have a name. In the same manner, a variable must be identified by a specific name. It must be identified by a specific name. Right. Variables will be created inside the memory. Where it will be created? It will be created inside the memory. Now, it is better to call box or it is better to call container. Why it is calling as variable? Variable means variation. Do you know what is the meaning of variation? Variation is nothing but modification. It can allow to modify the value. So it is called as variation or it is called as variable. So it can vary. Vary means change. It can vary its value. So it is called as variable. Right. It is about a variable. Now what is a variable? Variable is a container. It can store the data. Only one value you can store at a time. Every variable should be identified by a specific name. Variables will be created inside the memory. Variable value can be changed, so it is called as variable. Now, how to create a variable? Declaration, creation or declaration. Now, declare or creation of variable. How to create a variable? See this. A variable can be created like this. Suppose I went to market. I want to purchase a box to store the powder. Can I purchase a 25 kg size box for that? I want to store powder. Can I purchase a container which can store up to 25 kgs? Is it good or it is not right? Srinivas Rao? Santosh? Is it good or bad? It's not right. Why? To store the powder, you have to purchase a small box. If you want to store some items like idli rava, you have to purchase 5 kgs box. If you want to store rice, then you have to purchase 25 kgs box. Why? Because rice box will be beginning 25 kgs. So you have to purchase a big box for rice. You have to purchase a middle box, medium box for storing the idli rava like that. So you have to purchase a small box to store the powder. In the same manner, before going to create a variable, how much of memory we have to allocate for that? That can be specified by using these data types. Now, somebody asked earlier, what is the use of data type? Now I am going to explain. See here, in memory, I am going to create some variables here. So it is called as memory. Here I want to create a variable. What is the size of this variable? Can I create a variable with 1 byte size or 2 byte size, 4 byte size or 10 byte size? It depends upon what I am going to store here. Suppose I want to store a roll number. Roll number means roll number 10, roll number 20, roll number 30 like that. Am I right? 10, 20, 30. What is the data type? 10, 20, 30?
Int.
Int. Good. So what is the size of integer?
1 byte.
2 bytes. Size of integer is 2 bytes.
2 bytes.
So you have to create a box or container with a 2 byte size. Clear? If you want to store a roll number in this box, you have to allocate 2 bytes of memory for this. Now I want to store Lata. How many characters are there in Lata?
5.
5 bytes. So to store 5 characters, each character size is 1 byte. To store 5 characters, how much of memory I need?
5 bytes.
5 bytes. So you have to create a variable S name with 5 bytes size. I want to store a rate of a product. Rate means 12.50, 12.5 rupees. So rate means integer, float or double or character. What is the data type of rate?
Float.
Float. What is the size of float?
4 bytes.
So we have to create a box with 4 byte size. How to specify the size of this container? By using the data type. So I have to create 3 variables. One is roll number. Second one is student name. Third one is rate. What is the data type of roll number? Tell me. Integer. Am I right? Whenever you say integer roll number, integer means how much? 2 bytes. Computer will create a container with 2 byte size and named it as roll number. Clear? Computer creates 2 bytes of memory and named it as roll number. Is it okay? Right. So in student name means it has characters. So you have to specify char. Student name. Whenever you specify char, what is the size of character? Only 1 byte. In that you can store only 1 character. But I want to store Lata. Lata means how many characters? 5 characters. To store 5 characters, char is not enough. Char means only 1 byte of memory. In that you can use only L. That's it. You cannot store Lata. So I have to mention the size of a variable. Here I mentioned 100. So it can allow to store up to 100 characters. Hima Varsha. Hima Varsha means Hima means 4 characters. Varsha 6 characters. 10 characters. Space is there. 11 characters. The size of Hima Varsha is 11 characters. I want to store Gopinath Reddy or Tatikonda. So it is having nearly 25 characters. In the same manner, the length of the name differ from name to name. So I create a variable which can store up to 100 characters. Suppose you can specify 50 here. then it can store up to 50 characters. If you mention 20 here, it can store up to 20 characters. So like this, you have to create a variable. Is it okay? Now, rate. What is the rate? Data type of rate? Float. Whenever you mention float, then it allocate 4 bytes of memory to this variable rate. So by using these 3 lines, you can create 3 variables. Now these 3 are the examples of creating a variable. Now tell me syntax. Syntax means how to write it. Syntax. Syntax tells you how to write. Now tell me, first of all, what I have to specify? Integer, character, float. What is this?
Data type.
Good. First, we need to specify the data type of variable, followed by what is roll number, what is S name, what is rate. It is nothing but variable name. Variable name, name of the variable. Right? In this way, you can create a variable. To create a variable, you need to specify the data type as well as variable name. Is it okay? Variable will be created using data type and variable name. Right? This is the syntax. This is the example. For this example, you can create a variables like this. This is the memory where variables will be created. Variables will be always created inside the memory. Memory means RAM, random access memory. It is simply called as RAM. Inside the RAM, you can create a 3 variables like this. Is it clear to you? What is a variable? How to create a variable? Is it clear? Note on this. Note on what is variable and how to create a variable. 2 concepts. Can I scroll down up to creation of variable? Can I scroll down? After completion, please tell me. Srihari completed? Lakshmi Prasanna?
Yes, sir. I have completed, sir.
You completed, sir.
Okay, good. Right. Now, this is about how to create a variable. Now, you named variables with roll number, S name, rate, like that, no? What are the rules we have to follow while naming the variables? Those rules are nothing but scope rules of variables. What are those? Scope rules of variables. What are the rules we have to follow while naming the variables? The first rule, the variable name should begin with alphabet or underscore. That is the rule number 1. So variable name must begin with alphabet, means ABCDs, alphabet or underscore. You can begin with underscore. I will give an example in the table. How to create a variable, how we should not create a variable, do's and don'ts. Right. You can create a variable like this. Number 1, it is valid. Why? Because it starts with alphabet. First number, it is invalid. Why? Because it begins with a digit. Second number, it is also invalid. Why? Because it begins with a digit. Underscore number 1, it is valid. Why? Because it begins with underscore. Now a variable name must begin with alphabet or underscore. Is it okay? Second point, variable name should not have any space. Variable name does not allow spaces. So you cannot create a variable name like this. Even number, you cannot create like this. Why? Because you separated with space. Space doesn't allow. You can write like this, even number. Then you miss the readability. You have to give space here. Otherwise, you miss the readability. So you can write like this. Even underscore number you can write. But it doesn't allow spaces. It doesn't allow spaces. It allow the underscore. Except underscore, it doesn't allow anything. So even plus number, it is also error. Even at the rate of number, it is also error. So it allows only underscore. It doesn't allow any special character. What is the third point? Variable name does not allow special character. Special character means plus or minus or into by, like that. Special character except underscore. Underscore it okay. Underscore, except underscore, you should not use any special character in variable name. Right. Next point. I already explained you integer is a keyword. I already explained you long is a keyword. So the variable names should not be a keywords. So keywords cannot be used as variable name. So variable name should not be a keyword. It should not be a keyword. Now what is a keyword means? It is a reserved word. So I will explain you later what is a keyword. It should not be a keyword. The length of the variable should not exceed 32 letters. The length of variable should not exceed 32 letters, 32 characters. Its length should not exceed 32 characters. The variable names are case sensitive. What is the meaning of case sensitive? Small a, capital A, both you can use. Small a is okay, capital A also okay. Both are different. It is different, it is different. Computer fields, it is a name, it is another name. By reading, both are a. Sound is same, but it is different, it is different. So lowercase letters and uppercase letters, both are different in C language. So it is called as case sensitive. Variable name or case sensitive or case sensitive. Right. This is about scope rules of variables, right? Note on this. Scope rules of variables. Note on this topic. Note on this table also. After completion of writing, please tell me. Completed?
Yes, sir.
Right. Can I go to next topic? For today, this is the last topic, right? Now, what is a constant? The next topic is constant. Now, constant is nothing but it is opposite to variable. Variable can change its value. Constant doesn't change its value. That's it. Now, what is a constant? It is also a variable. It is also a variable. But variable can change, no? But constant doesn't change its value. Variable is a constant which doesn't change its value. change its value. It doesn't change its value until program termination. Until program termination. So if you try to change the value of constant, then you will get error. If you try to change the value of constant, then we will get error. We can create a variable in two ways. We can create a variable in two ways. One way is, I will explain here. Now, what is the value of pi? Pi, pi. 3.14, am I right?
Yes, sir.
Right. Now, is it a constant or not? The value of pi is constant or not?
Constant.
Yes. To define a constant, you have to use the hash define command. Hash define pi equal to 3.14, pi space 3.14. In this way, you can create a constant. So, first way is we can create a constant using hash define command. Example is, this is the example. Hash define pi 3.14. Second model is we can create a constant using constant keyword, const. It is a keyword provided by C language to define a constant. See here, if you want to define the same, I can define like this. 3.14 is nothing but float. Float. What is the constant name? Pi. What is the value of pi? 3.14. I want to convert this to constant. So const you have to use here. Now pi becomes a constant. You can use hash define or you can use this line also. Anyone you can use. There are two ways of defining a constant. Is it clear? In this way also you can create a constant. In this way also you can create a constant. Anyone you can use. Is it clear or not? Constant name, better to define a constant name in uppercase. Constant name always represented. Constant name always represented in uppercase. Represented in uppercase characters. This is about constants. Note on this. Do you have any doubt in today's class? If you have any doubt, you can stay and ask. Otherwise, you can leave after writing this. My dear students, some students are not interacting with me. Better to interact. It will increase, it will help you a lot in interviews. Better to interact. Whatever it may be right or wrong. Whenever I ask the question, please try to speak out. If completed, you can leave.
Sir, here in scope rules of variables, it can start with alphabet, you said. Either it may be caps alphabet or small alphabet.
Anyone. I did not mention lowercase or uppercase, no. Then anyone you can start, right?
Okay.
I gave example also, capital E, small e, both examples I gave. Okay. Srihari, do you have any doubt?
I have small request, sir.
Ask me.
That bytes concept and bits concept, that is not that much of clarified, sir.
Okay, yeah.
If we
Srihari,
have-
actually, Srihari, it is
Sir.
not related to our user. It is related to computer. Computer can store the data in the forms of zeros and ones. Whatever the data you typed here, what is here? It is in English, no?
Yes, sir.
But computer cannot store this in as it is. It cannot store this language, this sentence in English. It converts into bytes and bits. Then that will be stored in data computer. Okay.
Okay.
So it converts into zeros and ones. Whatever the data typed by you, that will be converted into zeros and ones. 0 and 1 is called as bit. If you combine 8 bits, then it forms byte. That is a byte. It is purely related to computer. It is not related to you and me.
Okay, okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, can I leave?